Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this vlog, we will take you to a stunning journey from Kathmandu to Rara Lake, one of Nepal's beautiful and untouched destinations. Our adventure begins with a flight from Kathmandu to Surkhet, followed by an unforgettable off-road jeep ride through the remote and rugged landscapes of Western Nepal. Our journey begins with a short but breathtaking flight from the heart of Nepal, Kathmandu. We're four friends, setting off together on an adventure we've been dreaming about for a long time. At Tribhuvan International Airport, the excitement is real. We choose to fly up to Surkhet, so save some travel time. We've just cleared all the necessary security checks and got our boarding passes in hand. Everything's set, bags are checked, and the gate is calling. The energy among us is electric. We're ready to kick off this unforgettable journey. As the aircraft takes off, you'll see tiny clustered houses and vibrant rooftops spread across the Kathmandu Valley, slowly giving way to lush hills and terraced farms. The view transforms into a spectacular panorama of snow-capped Himalayan peaks glistening in the distance. On a clear day, the flight offers an aerial glimpse of majestic ranges, including the Longtong, Dhaulagiri, and even parts of the Annapurna Range. The clouds often float beneath the wings, giving the surreal feeling of flying above the sky. After a beautiful 45-minute flight, we finally landed at Surkhet Airport, a small but busy airstrip nestled between green hills and traditional settlements. Once a quiet valley, Surkhet is now rapidly developing into an important transit point for Western Nepal. It serves as the gateway to remote districts like Jumla, Mugu, Calicut, and even the Karnali region. We managed to hire a jeep for our adventurous journey. As we drove through hills and small villages, the views around us were beautiful. Every turn showed us something new, reminding us that the journey is just as special as the place we're going to. We stopped by a small place called Katakua, right by the highway. It's known for its special curd, or dahi. There was a little stall where they served fresh, homemade yogurt. Simple, tasty, and perfect for a quick break during our ride. By this point in our journey, hunger was definitely setting in. Thankfully, our friendly driver, who clearly knew the area inside and out, offered to take us to one of his favorite local spots for breakfast. We decided to dive into the local specialty, fresh fish sourced directly from the nearby river. The fish was cooked simply yet perfectly, letting the natural flavors shine through. Alongside it, we enjoyed some warm, freshly baked bread that was perfect for soaking up every bit of the delicious sauce. To refresh ourselves in the heat, we complemented the meal with cold, crisp beer, a perfect pairing that lifted our spirits and kept us cool. It was more than just a meal. It was an experience that connected us to the local culture and the natural bounty of the region. As we journey through the winding mountain roads of Western Nepal, we take a moment to simply soak in the natural beauty surrounding us. Towering hills, cascading rivers, and peaceful villages pass by like a moving postcard. With every turn, the views get better, and the silence of nature becomes more meaningful. But more than just the scenery, it's the laughter, conversations, and shared moments with friends that make this adventure truly special. Together, we continue to move forward toward our destination, filled with excitement and gratitude for the road ahead and the memories we're already making. Next, we made another stop at Garanche Bazaar, dialect to refuel with a hearty and much-loved Nepalese classic, dal bhat. Known as the staple meal of Nepal, it didn't disappoint. The steaming plates arrived piled high with fragrant lentil soup, perfectly cooked rice, fresh vegetables, and flavorful pickles. Each bite was comforting and full of homely warmth. With full bellies and complete satisfaction, we hit the road once again. The route ahead was a mix of graveled paths and smooth stretches, keeping the ride interesting and challenging. All around us, the natural beauty was simply breathtaking. Rolling hills, lush greenery, and glimpses of sparkling rivers made every moment a feast for the eyes as well as the soul. Along the way, we found ourselves stopping often, whether it was to savor delicious food, take a much-needed rest, soak in the breathtaking scenery, or capture memorable photos. Coupled with the challenging and rough road conditions, it's become clear to us that reaching Jumla today just isn't possible. As the sun dipped low, casting long shadows across the land, with hunger growing stronger and the fading light urging us to pause, we made the decision to stop at Tunabagar Bazaar, Dilek, to explore what this incredible place had in store for us. While our lunch was being prepared, we took the chance to relax by the tranquil banks of the Karnali River. With a few cold beers in hand, we soaked in the peaceful surroundings, letting the gentle river breeze and soothing sounds wash over us. It was the perfect moment to unwind and truly appreciate the calmness and natural beauty of this place. The fish, freshly caught from the nearby river, was cooked to perfection. Tender on the inside with a light, crispy edge that gave off a mouth-watering aroma of local spices and wood fire smoke. Paired with soft, warm, homemade roti that had just the right amount of char and chew, the meal offered a burst of authentic local flavor. Each bite was rich, savory, and deeply satisfying, filling not just our stomachs, but also warming our hearts with the simple joy of true Nepali home-cooked goodness. By the time we reached Calicut, night had fully settled in. We had our dinner, Nepali-flavored rice and curry. Feeling the fatigue of the day set in, we agreed it was best to call it a night here. It was the perfect time to rest our tired bodies and prepare for the journey ahead. Good morning from Calicut! Waking up to the crisp mountain air and the quiet charm of this hillside town was truly refreshing. Now we're getting ready to continue our journey. With a warm cup of coffee in our hands and some light snacks to start the day, our energy is back and spirits are high. The road ahead is calling, and we can't wait to see what today brings. The road to Jumla was a journey through nature's raw beauty. We snaked along narrow, winding paths, each turn revealing something new. The ride was bumpy, with rough gravel and uneven stretches keeping us alert, but also reminding us of the adventure we were on. Alongside us, a river flowed gracefully, sometimes calm, sometimes wild, its sound a constant companion. Towering mountains stood on both sides, majestic and still, as we passed through their shadowed corridors. Tiny villages would appear now and then, clinging to the hillsides, quietly watching time go by. Despite the rugged terrain, every moment on this road felt alive, full of stories written in stone, water, and wind. We've just arrived at Nagam Bazaar. It's time to take a short break, grab a bite to eat, something to drink, and recharge before we hit the road again. There's been a little change in our plan. Instead of heading straight to Rara Lake, we've decided to explore Jumla today and stay overnight. We'll continue our journey to Rara first thing tomorrow. Sometimes, the best adventures come from unexpected changes, and we're excited to see what Jumla has in store for us. After covering roughly 230 kilometers from Surkhet airport, we finally reached Kalanga Bazaar in Jumla. The town welcomed us with a different kind of energy. People were gathering, flags were up, and the streets buzzed with excitement. It turned out the city was preparing for a local election. You could feel the anticipation in the air, with crowds forming and conversations happening everywhere. It was a unique glimpse into local life, unfolding right in front of us. One of our friends is a local resident of Jumla, and he gave us the warmest welcome at his home. We were invited in for a traditional feast, joined by a few of his other guests. The meal was truly something special, authentic, homemade, and full of rich local flavors. Every bite was mouth-watering, and the hospitality made it even more memorable. It wasn't just dinner, it was a shared experience, filled with laughter, stories, and the true taste of Jumla. We decided to wander around Jumla Bazaar. Even though it is several kilometers away from the hustle of Kathmandu, it has a vibrance all its own. From the bustling markets to the friendly faces, there's a unique charm that makes Jumla feel special in its own way. Good morning from Jumla. The mountains around us are blanketed in snow, and the air is crisp and cold with a stillness that carries a certain kind of peace. You can feel the chill gently brushing against your skin, and every breath you take feels fresh and pure, straight from the heart of the Himalayas. It's peaceful, refreshing, and absolutely beautiful. Jumla has welcomed us with its serene charm and stunning views. It's a breathtaking start to the day, quiet, majestic, and full of the raw beauty that makes Jumla feel like something out of a dream. Before hitting the road towards Rara, we decided to have breakfast at a local tea shop. The cozy little place was simple but full of charm, with the comforting aroma of freshly brewed tea filling the air. We grabbed some warm homemade snacks and a hot cup of chai to fuel up for the journey ahead. Soaking in the raw, natural beauty around us, we continued our journey along narrow, winding roads carved into the hillsides. Each turn offered a new view. Steep valleys, flowing rivers, and terraced fields tucked into the slopes. The road was tight and twisty, but the scenery made it all worthwhile. Soon, we arrived at Sinja. Sinja Valley, located in the Jumla district of Nepal, is a hidden gem rich in both natural beauty and cultural history. Once the capital of the ancient Khas kingdom, it's considered the birthplace of the modern Nepali language. The valley is dotted with archaeological ruins, including ancient palaces, stone inscriptions, and centuries-old temples. You can still see the remnants of old settlements and irrigation systems that speak to the ingenuity of early Himalayan civilizations. Surrounded by lush green hills and fed by the flowing Hima River, Sinja offers a serene atmosphere, making it a perfect blend of history, culture, and scenic tranquility. We finally arrived at the ancient valley of Sinja, a place that whispers tales of history through every stone and every breeze. Here, we'll pause for a hearty local meal and take some time to rest and recharge before continuing our journey deeper into the mountains. The tiredness of the road melts away with each bite, and the stillness of Sinja wraps around us like a comforting blanket. As we continued our journey, we were surrounded by the incredible beauty of nature as we continued to travel the winding roads through the hills. Driving through this part of the journey felt like moving through a painting, surrounded by lush hills and untouched nature. The road led us through a narrow pass carved between two giant hills. On both sides, towering slopes rose high above us, making us feel small in comparison. After a while, we reached Malakaboda, a small village built along the slope of the hill. We couldn't help but stop for a while, take in the view, and capture some beautiful memories of this unique and peaceful place. Malakaboda is a small hillside village nestled along the rugged mountain slopes. What makes it unique is its stepped layout, where the roof of one house often serves as the courtyard or walkway for the house above. Surrounded by terraced fields and panoramic views, it offers a peaceful glimpse into traditional mountain life. As we climbed higher into the mountains, the air grew colder and the landscape changed around us. Snow-clad peaks appeared in the distance, standing tall and silent, welcoming us with their icy beauty. The wind felt crisper, and we could feel the chill settling in. To warm up, we stopped at a small roadside spot for a quick snack and a hot drink, a much-needed break in the heart of the mountains. The path was rough, with dust rising behind us and rocks shaking beneath the tires. But the views along the way made every bump worth it. Towering pine trees lined the hills, and the air felt cooler and fresher. After a long ride through bumpy off-road trails, we finally arrived at the drop-off point for Rara. Before we hike up to Rara Lake, we'll sort out a place to stay for the night and gather our energy for the adventure ahead. Since vehicles aren't allowed inside Rara National Park, we left the Jeep behind and began our hike towards the lake. The trail welcomed us with peaceful silence, broken only by the sound of our footsteps and the rustling trees. The path was mostly smooth, winding gently through the forest, with a few uphill climbs that tested our legs but lifted our spirits. Each step brought us closer to the hidden gem of the mountains, the serene and breathtaking Rara Lake. For those who need it, horses are available to take visitors all the way up to Rara Lake. But we decided to take the trail on foot, to feel the ground beneath us, breathe in the mountain air, and take in the journey at our own pace. Every step brought us closer to nature, letting us truly connect with the beauty around us. As we made our way through the pine forest, we came across a narrow downhill path paved with uneven stones. We paused for a moment, looking at the steep trail ahead, and couldn't help but wonder, how do horses manage to carry visitors through such tricky paths? The thought made us even more grateful for choosing to walk, allowing us to move carefully and soak in the peaceful beauty around us. We've finally made it. Rara Lake. The moment we caught the first glimpse, we were speechless. Rara Lake is the largest lake in Nepal, nestled high in the Himalayas at an altitude of around 3,000 meters. Surrounded by dense pine forests and snow-capped mountains, its crystal-clear blue waters reflect the sky and surrounding landscape like a mirror. Peaceful, untouched, and breathtakingly beautiful, Rara is often called the Queen of Lakes, a true hidden gem in the heart of nature. Thank you for watching this video through to the very end. Your time and attention are deeply appreciated. If you found this content enjoyable, we kindly invite you to support the channel by giving it a like, sharing it, and subscribing for more content of this nature. Your continued support means a great deal and helps us grow and improve. Thank you once again, and we look forward to having you with us in the next video.